Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you something I use in my home, and this is the ENERGIZER Rechargeable Power Failure Lights. Alright everybody, welcome back. So this is the ENERGIZER Rechargeable Power Failure Light. Now if you've ever been in a building where the power goes out and the exit signs all light up and there are these big spotlights that come out, similar idea. Basically, when the power goes off, these come on. Some of these include night lights. I'm tending to move away from that because I already have adequate light in my house at night, and I really would rather just have them as a power failure light and not as a constant on light. Some of them have a sensor on them, so you can tell if it's too bright or too dark out, and those are okay, because when it's daylight, it doesn't need to be on. But when it's fully dark, it can be on. But I kind of like the idea of just having it as a power failure light only. Now, the reason I can do this is because I have a lot of extra plugs in my house, especially in my living room area. And I have a couple of spots that I wanted to put one in. One is in my living room behind a wall there, where it gets very dark in a corner. And another one is in my hallway. I used to have a Wi-Fi router in there, you know, an extender. But I no longer need that because we got a new Wi-Fi system from our cable company and don't need it anymore. It's adequate to cover the whole house. So I have empty plugs and I want to put some power failure lights in them. The reason I like these is they're very, very handy. It tells me when the power's out, which is neat. You know, I woke up, God, years ago, at like 4:30 in the morning one morning, and you know when you wake up, you're not fully aware of what's going on and everything, and I looked over and I saw one of my power failure lights in my bedroom was on. Well, that told me you better get up and check stuff because the power's off. Right away you know. Not only that, but I also kind of leave these in like a breadcrumb trail around my house. So if it's pitch black in the house and it's 2 in the morning and the power's out, I still have these little lights kind of leading me out to the hallway, leading me into my storeroom, and into the kitchen or living room, whatever. So they're all lit up all the time once the power goes out. I'm going to show you how they work, but basically give you a little information on them. So let's start off with what they're for. Well, emergencies, disasters, power failures, hurricane people. You live in hurricane If you live in hurricane country and the power goes out, you definitely want these. There's no batteries to replace. They recharge and they're ready to go. Got a built-in battery in there that charges overnight when plugged into a wall. It delivers a runtime of about 3.5 hours to 4 hours, and you can unplug it from the wall and use it as a flashlight during emergencies too, which is really handy. Now let me show you the back on these. I have one charging in here, and you'll see when I unplug it, it turns on. I'm going to turn that off for now. These have a little retractable section here, so if you want to carry these as flashlights, you can, and you don't have that sticking in your hand. And when you want to plug them back in, they're ready to go. I'm going to put it back on that. You'll notice when I plug it in, it turns off. It's compact, light, easy to carry around the house. It's 4 times brighter than standard LEDs for these sizes. You can get a distance of about 30 meters. They say they're 40 lumens. I'd say that's about right. And it's really a handy item to have for blackouts, storms, natural disasters, trip breakers. You're pretty much prepared at all times. One of the reasons I like these is because, you know, where I live in Nevada, we've been having a lot of earthquakes lately. And the last thing you want to do is start trudging around your house looking for your flashlight in bare feet with no light after an earthquake. That big picture on the wall that smashed in the living room that you thought the glass wouldn't find you in the hallway, oh, it'll find you. You'll step right on it. So these are really handy for that reason. Now, I'm going to give you a quick look at the one I have open. I'm going to pull this out of here and give you a look at that one. So I thought we'd do a little unboxing here. I already cut it open, but you can see what comes with it. It's that and the instruction manual, and that's really it. I mean, you can turn it right on. It's ready to go. They are fully charged when you get them. You have your little retractable kind of a thing here. It is kind of handy. It does kind of fit in your hand very well, the shape. So if you have to carry it around as a flashlight, very, very light. I'd say they're about 2 ounces or so. They're not really all that heavy. And you got an awesome runtime on these for 3 hours. I have a lot of different, it's kind of a hodgepodge of different lights that I have that are power failure lights. And some of them will last 20 minutes, some of them will last an hour. To have 3 hours on it, that's pretty darn good. Really can't complain about that. 3.5 to 4 hours, they say. So I'm going to give you a demo of how they work. Now, right now I have this plug in here, and this is the plug that runs my lights in the whole studio area here. We're going to, I might as well plug this guy in too. I'm going to plug these in, and I'm going to cut the power. And you'll see they will turn on. All I have to do is hit the switch and the power lights are going to go, my top lights are going to go. And there you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them in total darkness. I'm going to take them to the other side of the garage, turn off all the lights, and show you just how bright these are. All right, total darkness in here, and this is a good representation of what your house might look like during a power failure. You know, I'm in my garage, same thing. We're going to turn it on, and there you go. You'll see my old barbecue grill there that I'm getting rid of. So that is pretty impressive for such a small little package. You know, they say 40 lumens, but it's got a really nice spot. It seems to be very focused. It is not a big wide beam, and it's not a thrower. I mean, 40 meters isn't that great. But for in your home, that's perfect. You know, if you would put this facing down, say, in a plug on your wall, and you could see where you're walking, it's definitely a handy little device. I'm going to be putting these right into service after this video is over, and getting them going and having some extra power failure lights. So let me get it back up on the table, and I will give you a final wrap up on everything and tell you how much these cost, because they are not expensive either. Alright, so there you go. You've seen how they work. I'd say they're fairly effective for what they do. You know, you're not going to be using these for the whole time your power's out. You'll probably use these to get to your flashlight. Maybe in an emergency when your flashlight's falling behind your dresser in the middle of an earthquake or whatever. You're going to use these kind of things to get to where you need to go. Maybe even light a path for you like I do through your house. Very handy little things, not big, not heavy, and inexpensive. What I like about Energizer gear is it does work well, and it doesn't cost a fortune. You get 2 of these for $10.97. So for 11 bucks, you get peace of mind, and you don't have to worry about, you know, where'd my flashlight go in a power outage. A bedroom is a really good place for these as well. If the power goes out, you're right there, ready to grab and use to get to wherever you have to get to. I tend to keep a flashlight near my bed. It's an Olight Seeker 2 Pro. But if you don't have one right there, it's right close to you. You grab it off the wall and carry it with you. Just turn it on. And if you leave this switch on, when you plug it in, matter of fact, I'll demo that quickly, it will turn off. So as you can see, it's on now. I plug it in, and the red light is on, the red LED, and it's charging. So definitely worth the money for 11 bucks. Just a little tip to keep you a little safer in your own home. You know, disaster and survival and preparedness isn't always about tons of MREs and guns and ammo. Sometimes it's stupid stuff like this that really, really comes in handy. A good example would be the first time I tried a headlamp. I always thought they were stupid. And then we lost power here one day, and I put one on that I had lying around, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe how handy these are. I don't have to hold a flashlight in my hand all the time. So it's good to experiment with new gear and try it out, and definitely something like this that's so inexpensive. I like to feature things that are inexpensive. It can really help you, or even save your life in some situations. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. I will put a link to my store where these are down below. You can check it out in my Amazon affiliate store. We do make a percentage off whatever you purchase in there. I like to let people know that. So it will be in that store. Down below that is the actual store with everything I try to put in there that I review, so you can check that out as well. And below that is our Thrive Life link. If you're interested in getting started in some freeze-dried food, there's nothing to join if you don't want to. If you want to be a distributor, you can join. If you just want to try out the stuff and make a small order, you can do that too. And they offer pantry-sized cans instead of just big, huge 10 cans. You get a little smaller ones, so they're a little more affordable for stocking up slowly over time, which is a little more handy for people on a budget. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.